Join us, Northwest Flight 305.
Thank you, Sarah, and thanks for the work you've done on this presentation here. Before I forget to mention this piece of artwork was done by Mike Machat, one of our longtime members and attendees. He's no longer able to make the shows, but he gave me permission to use this image. This comes from a 1999 Airliners magazine article about this very incident. So I thank him for that, and thank you for coming. I'm glad to see there's this much interest. We have some young people in here. Have you ever heard of this prior to this convention? How did you hear about it? I met a young lady yesterday.
One more on the left, 2
20-ish, yeah.
Okay.
Who said she's from Vancouver, Washington,
Yep.
not far from where Mr. Cooper jumped, and she learned about it in grade school.
Wow.
Because it's of local interest. And I was glad to hear that. So even though this is a crime, we're going to talk about a crime here, an extortion and air piracy, it's interesting that it's still being talked about. So the reason I got involved with this, well, first of all, let's talk about Dan.
Yeah.
I've known Dan since Labor Day weekend, Saturday, 1985, when we, I never raised any children, so I have all these dates in my head. When we met through a common friend and did a tour of Mojave Airport. And then later on, we worked for the same company.
Yep.
Fun story to be told later, how I got him an interview.
Hire this guy.
And go to Dulles tonight,
Yes.
go to this hotel,
Yes.
meet up with the crew, ride
Yes.
with them, and by the time you get to Indianapolis,
Yep.
you'll have an interview or
Yep.
maybe even a job.
And
it
I
all
did.
worked out. His first jet job, and now the rest is history. Anyway, so we've known each other for a long time.
Yep.
All these trips we've taken, and we have a common interest in this. I don't remember the conversation how you ended up coming to the festival in 1996.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
The reason I got involved with this, other than being an airplane, I was 9 when this happened, and so I don't recall actually reading about it or hearing about it on television. Might have watched Walter Cronkite talking about it on the nightly news. But later on, there was a book with this incredible photograph, which I need to find out why this photograph exists, and maybe it might have something to do with Mr. Cooper knowing how that you could open this door in flight, because it's not really known. So I found this at the grocery store and made Mom buy it, and read it, still have it, and love that picture. Of course, it's a brand of 727-100. Then I heard about, I'm not sure how, before the internet, the D.B. Cooper Days Festival in Ariel, Washington, near where he probably left the aircraft. And I went in 1992 and got on TV. Still have that videotape somewhere. I need to figure out how to digitize that.
Easy.
I had a lot of hair. And then came back in 96 with Dan, and we'll get to that later.
You'll see it.
Anyway, that's my background here. And then Dan joined me. So I'm going to turn this over to Dan with the clicker.
With the clicker.
And he'll discuss, as a retired airline pilot, he flew 727s for Ryan International, but he also flew for Northwest Airlines.
Yep.
So here you go, Dan.
Okay. I was hired at Northwest in 1997, first on the DC-10. That's where Sarah and I met. And I never flew the 727 at Northwest, but I did fly it at Ryan International, where Phil and I worked. So the 727 we are talking about here is a 51. Can anybody name, or does anybody know where the photo is taken here, just for fun? Mike?
Hi.
It is in the Pacific time zone. Nope. Further south. It was on a charter for a big football game on January 1st every year, depending on the day of the week. Yeah, Burbank. Good job. So this is the one made its first revenue flight in April of '65. So we can go to the next slide. These are the events of the night. We'll let you read through it. We don't need to read through the language there, but that's everything that happened on the flight. I think most of us know the story. We can go to the next slide. And this is a scan of the actual ticket that was used for the flight, purchased by Dan Cooper.
Not D.B. Cooper.
Not D.B. Cooper. We find a few interesting things in there. The big stamp on the right. There we go, Phil. Thank you.
Your laser.
And notice the fare, $20. Thank you, Phil.
So it seems like, as a former ticket agent in the paper days, this was a stack in the drawer of pre-printed tickets for that leg. So all they had to do is handwrite in the relevant
The date.
information.
Yeah. Okay. You want to take it over here?
I'd just like to say, look to your right or left and see if you think this person is in the room. And if so, don't let them leave. Right?
So this is your 2 sketches.
He wouldn't look that young anymore.
Probably not. 2 sketches, an updated one in 1972, first one from the night. And I think we've all seen these photos and the sketches. This is a picture of the airplane in question. We believe the stairs are down, yes?
Touching the ramp,
Yeah.
too. So that's a sign it might be at Reno.
Yeah, we believe it's in Reno after the event was over. So this is a representation, cartoon representation of what it actually looked like. Here he is coming down
Well, that's a 20.
and going up. Yeah, that's a 200, of course.
Very good.
It's a little anatomically incorrect, but it still gives you the idea
Yeah, I worked
Of-
for the airlines.
of-
They had
yeah.
20.
of what's going on. So here he is coming out. It even has the nav lights.
And the tail skid.
Yes, it does. Tail skids down because the gear is
So
down.
even though
-200.
Yes, we know. Yep.
we didn't think we had to say that in this room.
In this
It's
room,
obvious.
though, I'm surprised you didn't say that, Mike. Okay. And here's Walter Cronkite talking about the story on the news that night.
For you kids, that's how we got our news.
Yeah.
This is the route of flight, Portland up to Seattle, and then down to Reno, and he got out somewhere. Phil can point out just about exactly where it is. Yep, perfect.
As far as we know.
Yeah, as far as we know. And this is a photo from Reno as well, after the event was over, after they landed. And on board, as we know, there was 1 flight attendant and the 3 pilots. All the other passengers have been let out in Seattle.
It's possible it might be Seattle. We just weren't able to
Could be.
determine this.
Yeah, hard to tell. There's trees in the background. We think it could be near the Weyerhaeuser hangar on the southwest corner of Seattle. Mike, you have any ideas?
Much more in Seattle.
Yeah.
Don't know what
with the
Reno's
trees.
like around the field.
Yeah.
Someone knows what Reno's like around the field. Are there any hills? Or
Oh, there are mountains
Who's
around.
from Reno?
Distant hills.
Yeah, distant hills.
Yeah, so this is probably
Probably
Seattle.
was Seattle.
SeaTac.
This is a photo of the crew, obviously in Reno, with the Reno sign behind there. And the 3 pilots are there. You see down here, the 2 of the flight attendants got off in
Well, I
Seattle.
suspect it's Reno.
Yeah. Well, this photo is. So,
Right, because of the Reno.
sure. And now over to Phil.
So this all started, I guess, the idea for this seminar started because I wrote a story for the Captain's Log, which we'll show later on, and you can access at our website, wazonline.com, about this item called the Cooper Vane, which is what the FAA mandated. Where's Paul at? You look this up. 6 months after the incident, the FAA mandated an installation of a device to keep the doors from opening in flight on 727s and Mach 111s. And 6 months after that was the due date. You'd had to retire the airplane, which didn't happen, or have all these installed. So it gave the industry time to develop this technology and then also to produce these items. And here's what it looks like. We'll show it to a closer look shortly. It's wind activated, and it retracts such that you can open the aft air stairs on the ground with no problem. But once the aircraft moves down the runway, the vane will rotate 90 degrees,
Yep.
and this flat part will block the door from opening. So that kept this from happening ever again, at least in the U.S. I've not found out if it was worldwide implemented, but
We don't know.
anyway,
Very
so I found out the actual aircraft was in a scrapyard in Greenwood, Mississippi in 1994, and I contacted them and got permission to go tour on a driving trip. And I asked and was given the Cooper Vane off the aircraft that he jumped out of, which is not that significant because it was not on the airplane when he jumped. But I did get the
Yes.
passenger service unit from the overhead. I don't remember what row. It'd be nice to
Somewhere
know
in the
get
back.
his row.
Yeah.
Anyway, I ended up selling that on eBay because it was just taking up space. And, and I think the person wanted it because they wanted an overhead bin, 727. It has a row number on it, and smoking, non-smoking, and the vents. But they didn't seem that interested in the Cooper connection. So that was on the airplane when the crime happened. So here's what it looks like. And we actually have it here. My lovely wife, Pam, has been entrusted with security of this device. And we're going to
So
Dan can walk it
you
around
keep that.
here.
Well, here,
touch it.
you can
Why
demonstrate
don't you
it.
demo while
Okay.
I talk?
Okay.
Let's do like relative to like
Relative
let me
wind.
back it up here. Yeah. So
So
like
it rotates here to block
so
the
you
door
might
from
want to do
coming
it
down.
so the
You're all-
device does that.
Okay.
Here's the
Okay.
door.
So the wind is coming from here, and it'll block the door from coming down. So the door is here. Does that make sense?
We didn't have that.
Other way around, no.
Came down.
Anyway, it's a very
Yeah.
very simple device.
We're gonna pass it around.
Yeah,
We
sure.
didn't
Yeah.
have this.
Pam, keep an eye on it.
Yeah. Oh, I will.
We
So
didn't
one-
have this.
You didn't have that? Okay.
No,
once-
Western Airlines.
Okay.
Once a
Interesting.
year, for my birthday, Pam lets me bring it upstairs and put it on the mantle in the public section of
One
our
day
house.
only.
You would walk in there as a normal person. Pam has all these normal friends, and I don't. And they would never know that an aviation enthusiast lives here. But now she's agreed to, on November 24th, doing this as well. So now twice a year. I can bring this up. So you can kind of visualize how it would work. It's pretty simple. It unfortunately doesn't have a serial number on it. So, but either way, it wasn't on the airplanes. It doesn't really matter.
You were
But
there.
I toured the scrapyard.
I didn't need them.
This is not the aircraft. This is a sister aircraft that was on the ramp at Greenwood, Mississippi. And this is the view Cooper would have had in flight at night going down the steps. And Dan, what was your mnemonic on the number of steps?
We have a quiz. Mike, I don't know if you're excluded or not yet, but does anyone know how many steps there are going down in a 727? Out? Higher. What would be, how about 7 plus 2 plus 7?
I
You were
wish there
close.
was a Boeing engineer that could
I
answer if that was
know.
intentional
That would be
or
cool.
not.
Yeah. Yeah. So Pam, you were really close. Yeah. 7 plus 2 plus 7.
As
I don't know
awesome
why.
bit of trivia.
There's like one or two that stay on the airplane.
Yeah. Well, at the top. Yeah.
So it's behind the pressure bulkhead. So back to the incident, the Cooper told the first officer,
Yep.
not the captain,
Jack.
it must have been a different part of the
Yeah.
airplane. I needed it 10,000 feet,
Yep.
unpressurized, flaps at 20,
20.
and speed at
Probably 210, 220.
and we're going to Mexico City,
Yeah.
and they said, well, you can't go to nonstop
No.
to Mexico City
With the gear down.
with the gear. Oh, sorry, the gear down also.
Yeah.
With all these parameters
Yeah.
you put in, so we're gonna stop somewhere. So that became Reno, and Reno, Nevada, and the long story short, a lot of information on the internet. You can look it up, but basically, Mr. Cooper with two parachutes, primary and backup on his back in a backpack, left the aircraft. And the aircraft landed at Reno with the stairs down, which had
Correct.
never been done before. And I was also offered the stairs from the airplane.
How much?
For 18 cents a pound. But what am I going to do with it? I was in a car. I got to buy a pickup truck in Mississippi. I should have.
Yeah.
But there would also no way to prove that came off that airplane either. So I did call so we'll talk about
Rich Cordell.
I did call someone and told them you need to buy this, and they never did. So it hit the scrap heap, unfortunately. I'm going to give it back to Dan here to talk about the aircraft, the provenance, I guess, of the aircraft.
The provenance.
Provenance.
This is a history of the airplane. Read from bottom to top. It's from RZ Jets. Did we put yeah, we did. It's down here. If anyone is not familiar with the website RZ Jets, I'm not affiliated with it all, and neither of us are, but
Disclaimer.
it's a nice website that has history of airplanes, all kinds of airplanes. So RZ Jets, right at the bottom. Phil, can you point it out? There we go. So this is the history of the airplane. It was delivered in Northwest, and then it went to Piedmont and Key and to the scrapyard Greenwood up at the upper right below the engine type GWO, and that's where Phil was able to purchase the DB Cooper Vane, which is where is it right now?
Area 51.
Paid nothing for it.
Yeah. Okay. Purchase for free.
Now, I had to take the guy's resume, though.
Okay.
You
We
wanted
have
a
a
job.
question, Martin.
You said they had a vein for the 111s also. How about DC-9?
It wasn't a problem because there was a cone that had to be
Tail cone.
jettisoned off the tail cone, and it was a different system, so it wasn't required on those.
Couldn't fly it with the tail cone off.
Exactly. Well,
So,
maybe
a little risky.
try, but-
yeah.
Mike.
That was just on the
Mhm.
Sure, but
that's the emergency exit. Pops the
tail.
cone
Once you
off.
go through the door to get the stairs down on the ground, the tail cone has to come off. So, yeah.
No, you could
Well,
access it, but
You can get back there, but the tail cone comes off. The tail cone is part of the emergency egress. So I don't.
do
Yeah.
you remember ever looking at this in detail when you were on the DC?
Not really. No.
Damn it.
Jet, do you have a question?
Absolutely.
Well, you can, sure, but I think because
In
it was
flight,
it was
the problem.
integrated with the jettison of the tail cone, and that may have been the reason
No
why
way
it
to
wasn't
lower
required.
the stairs without popping
Yeah.
the cone
Yeah.
in flight. So they didn't want to be a test pilot.
Yeah,
Correct. I did it at Lansing, Michigan.
you did. I think the next slide. This is a photo of the airplane in service after Northwest. Actually, there's a Northwest 727 up there, 200. Anyone name the airport? This is an easy one. LaGuardia, yep. And we can go to the next. And,
I actually saw this aircraft in person in 1981 at Cincinnati. Bob Trader, where you at? You were probably with me, and took a picture of it. And so I had seen it once in my life, which is good.
Was it that?
Don't recall.
And then it went to Key Air, and Phil has some information about what it was doing then, when it was
And
flying.
one of the things it did, and maybe the only thing it did, I mean, it did passenger charters, I'm sure, but it was it had the contract to go from Las Vegas to Nellis Air Force Base Area 51,
Flown
which is now
by
Janet.
Janet.
I think they're all 600s now.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it had a bit of mystery attached to it, which is kind of
Yes,
interesting,
it is
connected
neat.
with DB Cooper and going to what do we call it, Dreamland?
Yeah.
Going to Dreamland where they did all sorts of experimental
Crazy
things.
stuff.
And there she is. So that's why that aft air stare picture I took was not from this aircraft. And the number 2 engine's been removed, the horizontal stabilizer, various other gear door, one of the tires on the one of the wheels on the left side here, and with its stable mates there. But I was so happy to get down there.
Yep.
All right, back to you.
Okay. This is a picture from the FBI website, actually, of some of the money that was recovered and information about the years of investigation that happened with it. And they discovered $6,000 along the banks. And the case was finally suspended in 2016. So
a bit of trivia: DB Cooper was an actual person who was a suspect. Who was eliminated early on by the FBI, but for some reason, the initials DB Cooper or that person's name was assigned by the press, and it got taken up, and it's
Went
been
viral.
DB Cooper ever since. And I'd love to know where that DB Cooper is. It'd be fun to have him here.
Yeah,
but he's probably
he might be
long gone.
Probably.
But so Brian Ingram, where is he today? We should pay for him to come to a convention. Hopefully, spend his reward wisely. So Northwest, I believe, claimed insurance and was compensated for the $200 and some thousand dollars. So
Lloyd's London.
interesting case. Then
I got to interrupt about Brian Ingram. Little kid digging in the
Yes.
sand.
Yeah, he was. That's true. So he still could
so he'd
be.
be 50-ish now or something like that.
Yeah.
So then somehow I found out about the DB Cooper days, and it seemed like something fun for Phil to go to. And so I took that picture. Some really fun folks there. Donna was the bartender, prior owner, excuse me, and Steve next to her, the bartender. And just a great group of people. There was a TV crew there that interviewed me. I'm sure that was a fun assignment. Let's find someone sober enough to talk to. And that I called Donna later when I was offered the aft air stairs and said, you really need to think about
Incorporating.
somehow shipping it. Not much more expensive than the actual stairs. And what a great prop that would be. Since then, there's no more DB Cooper days in aerial, but there has been a event in Portland, I believe.
Yeah, Portland.
So there's Dan. Look at Dan there. In the
My
middle.
uniform.
And
Oh my God, that kid?
they let him fly jets. So on the left, our
John.
friend, the late Jim McComber, and John Atkins,
Yes.
brother of
Oh my
mine.
God, that's brother.
That's your brother, yes.
I didn't even notice him.
And And unfortunately for him, the LA Times reporter,
Yeah.
we didn't let him leave, and we ended up getting on the front page of the Sunday Times.
Yes, we do. We still have
next week, I think.
Yeah, it was
and
the
I think
next
your
Sunday.
name or mine was the first two words, and maybe not in the
Phil
article.
Brooks of
Yeah,
Indianapolis.
727 pilot.
Yeah.
So you had some cred there.
Yeah, I did. Legitimacy.
So that was fun, and
Could I take a picture of
We can send you the original. I mean,
Please do.
I'll send it to you.
Please
it's
do.
a print.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I did not know that picture existed.
So obviously, look at this place. What an interesting place! And they had country music and had songs about D.B. Cooper. And so there's my story for the captain's log. It's mostly about. It's a little background. It's kind of like this seminar. A little background on it, and then my obsession with the Vane itself. Where is that?
Yeah, where is it?
Who's got it?
Uh-oh.
Fred's got it.
Yep, Fred Ems.
And Pam, you have your duty. No,
To collect it.
To collect it at some point.
She doesn't want it, Phil.
Wonder if it's gonna be the first thing to hit the dumpster when I
Uh-oh.
die.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. No.
Second thing?
All right. Any questions? If not, we'll fill the available time with stories.
No.
So you better have some questions. Yes,
Pam?
ma'am. Yes, Pam.
Well, this may be a question, but so you requested what, $250,000 cash? How did that all take place? Like, who has that kind of money?
It was.
The FBI
Yeah.
took hours to get
Yeah,
them
it
together
took a long
and
time.
microfilm each
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
So
No, it was on a taxi. It was on in the corner somewhere.
Yeah.
In Seattle.
bathe in lights.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
had fake dynamite. Well,
Yeah, fake.
in a case, and they had to stall him. Like,
Yeah.
It takes time to get these
Yeah.
together because you want it in 20s, not hundreds.
Yeah.
It take a lot less time.
Mm.
And they finally got it together. Thought about different things to
Sure.
stop it, shoot out the tires or whatever.
Sure.
They didn't know if it was real dynamite.
Yeah.
It could have been real. Yes, Mike.
Passengers on the plane until they delivered.
Yeah.
Yes, and eventually released all of them plus the two,
And two flight attendants.
flight attendants that weren't necessary
Mhm.
anymore.
Question 2. Why did he want the gear down? What was the
Speed,
Yeah.
make it safe to jump out.
Slower speed.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that increased the fuel burn, so it necessitated the en route stop. I want to say, go ahead, Pam. 2 sets, so 4 shoots, front and back, for 2 people, so they couldn't sabotage
Yeah.
them because she's going to take Tina with him, and so we
Was
never do
it
that.
one for money?
Sorry.
Was
So-
it one for the
He ended up using one
Yeah,
for
for the money.
For the money,
Yeah.
and one of them ended up being a dummy by accident because they got the chutes from a local parachuting
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah.
So theories about I have a theory. You can read the Airliners magazine article. If it's not online, but the magazine's probably for sale next door.
Probably.
How would you know that you could jump out of an airplane at 10,000 feet at 250 knots or whatever? Engineers would know that there is
Sure.
a dead zone behind that
Yep.
stairs where the air is kind of
Yep. Undisturbed.
turbulent and it's not 250
Yeah.
mile an hour air where the door opens. You
Yeah.
could squeeze out. Could
Yeah.
you squeeze out with parachutes on? They didn't know that. But this had already been done unbeknownst to most people.
Sure.
Along the Ho Chi Minh Trail, there was a 727 painted flat black that would drop agents at night over the trail through the aft air stairs. But only a few people knew about this. So my theory is he had a friend or he was involved
He might have been one.
in this, because otherwise, you get up there, you can't get out of there.
Yeah.
Whoops, you just lost your bargaining power. So, and then did he survive? I doubt it. He was in a suit with loafers and in the winter, in the dark, with a military chute that goes down very quickly.
Mhm.
Not a lot of maneuverability. You could see anything anyway. You're
No.
jumping in the dark. You're probably going to die anyway.
Probably.
On
Hit
a tree. And an animal would eat you, and maybe in 500 years, there's going to be a Costco there, and they'll find
Bones.
they'll find
Yeah.
something. Yeah, and then yes, Mr. Vane, who was with me in Greenwood, Mississippi.
Yes.
I was there.
He does have it.
Was there any reports you ever read that studied anybody?
Not specifically,
Military experience
Not
that-
disclosed.
kind of assumed.
Yeah.
But there were copycat
Yes, there were.
hijackings. One famous one,
Yes.
and I believe Mr. McCoy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
yeah.
believe he was the most likely person to know that this could be done and
Yeah.
try it again. How greedy could you
Yeah.
be? You got away with it once. So it's a funny, sad story. He did it near Peru, Indiana, near Kokomo, magical Kokomo, Indiana, and but he walked into town and got a room in the same motel the FBI was holed up in, and eventually he got nailed. And actually, there's a second part of the story. He was in prison, in a federal prison in Marion, Illinois. The girlfriend of one of his fellow inmates hijacked a helicopter and landed in the yard of the prison and tried to get her boyfriend out, and also Mr. McCoy out, and she was killed. I think the helicopter pilot either pushed her out or a sharpshooter got her, and that was the end of that.
There's an article on the internet about that.
Yeah, there's a very interesting article about that.
I read about McCoy. He got out, talked to somebody who could have asked for X amount of money. So got on the radar, and then they take out for him, and the FBI was coming in to nab him. Done, and that was him.
Well,
The FBI
yeah. Check the internet. But anyway, that would be the most likely. One of the copycat people would be one of the most likely suspects. But so we're glamorizing somewhat a crime here, but it's an airliner. We love airliners. We love history. Yes, sir.
Didn't you hear about the movie about the daughter of him? That he got to Salt Lake City and lived a life having a family.
Yeah, there's all sorts of every November some kind of media attention to this. Someone's keeping it alive, which is great. But will we ever find out? It's 50 some years now. Yes, sir.
And then there's the Hijacking.
He ordered a drink, but I've heard it two different: bourbon and water and bourbon and 7-Up. I don't know why, Jerry, our bourbon expert. Why would you do bourbon and 7-Up? So I think tonight at the free banquet cocktail party, guess what Phil's going to have? I'm on his stomach. See how that goes, a bourbon and 7-Up. Jerry told me our friend Carl told me about 15 years ago, never mix bourbon, drink it straight. So I'm gonna violate his rule tonight and have it in honor of D.B. Cooper.
One night.
And his taste in drinks, I guess. Any other questions?
No? Well, thank you. Was there one?
Very good. No.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your attention.
I just want to tell you.
Stand up and look and let people see your shirt. Sorry. No, there you go.
The airplane's been safely skydived. I got 6 skydives out of 727 in Quincy, Illinois. That's cool. And we've done speed stars out back at about 140 knots.
I really wanted to do that. I did one parachute, the normal static line thing, and I thought about continuing it with the goal of going to Quincy and doing that, but I wanted to wear a suit with loafers.
Yes.
I wanted to be D.B. Cooper and do it in a briefcase or something.
Some person, I think, did do it.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, that's another life regret that I didn't go through with that, because it was a great story. But the parachute boogie, is that what they called it in Quincy?
Yeah, the skydiving boogie and World Free Fall Convention. And Don Curlin was a pilot for U.S. Air, and he organized the convention.
Did they use a Amerijet for that? You remember?
We used a Amerijet. We used 2 different 727s over like 4 years. And they boarded it up inside, covered all those hydraulics up, took the D.B. Cooper Vane off, took the air stairs off, and boarded up that little, that last stair that sits in the airplane, that step, and gave us a launch and ramp. And did about 90 people a pass.
Wow. Wonderful you did that. You are the star of the show here. He doesn't look at all like Mr. Cooper. Nose is a little wide there.
Yeah.
Very good. Thanks for your attention.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you.